For my presentation on using digital smartboards like this one here, I chose to use the subject of music because it's largely unexplored territory, I would say. There's less music teachers than math or English teachers. So I just wanted to see what I could create. What you see here is one of the templates that a music teacher has already created, which is fantastic. I found that it made my job a whole lot easier being able to take a template. So the few features that they used here is the clone feature. So you can just infinitely drag and drop notes onto the staff. The other feature that they have used is they've made sure that the picture behind is locked in place, so you can't move that picture, which is very helpful in this context. So two very key things that we use. They've drawn some of their symbols because it's harder to find them. So they've got the quarter rest here, which is a drawn symbol, but that's all right. And then also here, you'll see that you can have the name of the note written there, and they've made it red so you can see it, which is fantastic. So that's a use of a template. And moving on. Here's a use of an activity. So I already created activity. What I did is I changed the picture in the background, but the activity itself was just the labels. And so I put in the picture and I decided to click on certain areas, label them, and that way I could have complete freedom over what I wanted to label and where. So in order to do different things here, there's actually another activity within this one. So on here, this will select what note I have to find. So it's telling us G. So now I'm going to find where G is on the table, and I can just click on the question mark, and it will reveal what that note is. So I, of course, know where the G is. You don't have to use the find tool. You can just say, oh gosh, I don't know what this is yet. Let's look at them first, and you can actually just reveal them all as we need, which is kind of interesting. So you can teach how the musical alphabet works. Yeah, there's quite a lot of application to that. It depends on the level you're teaching, of course. But that is how a labeling thing works. And then here, this is a bit of math brought into music. Sometimes we need to teach how music can be divided. So first, you can give them a review, a bit of fractions, so that they have an idea. So it's in divide shape here. You can say to show the fractions, and then that way they can actually see what they are. I'm going to divide the shape into 2 equal sections, for example, here. So you can see, oh, it's half and half. And then you can explain to the student how it is that that actually makes sense to music. So if the whole is represented with a whole note over here, well, our half notes look like that. So I found that to be very useful in teaching, sort of breaking things into parts, because a lot of people don't realize that music is very mathematical. Then here, using the same drag and drop, you can come up with different measures. So if I say that I want, say, the measure to equal a whole note, well, how can we create a whole note? We might be able to create it with 2 halves. Or we could take one of those half notes and make the whole measure work that way. So of course, if you're not in music, you might not understand exactly what's going on in here, but the music lovers would probably cheer at this and see how easy it is to drag and drop everything. You don't waste time writing in everything on the board. It's a lot faster and it's neater, and you can read where they are. So yeah, that concludes my presentation on how I'm going to use the smartboard in my music classroom, if I should be lucky enough to have a smartboard in that classroom itself. Okay, thank you.